So transfer price is essentially the price at which goods or services are literally transferred between two related parties. So, when two related parties are dealing with each other, you can set the price in such a way that you can move profits around. You can move profits from one country to another by paying lower or by paying higher and therefore moving profits, etc. So transfer pricing is a mechanism where those prices are tested, and any transaction between two related parties has to be like as if those two are not related, and the price at which you would have bought from a third party. That's in simple terms what transfer pricing regulation is supposed to do. Now, how do you set the price like it would be with a third party? You find a set of comparable companies, what is their margin, what's the price at which they operate, and therefore you used to do. So India had not had, continues to have a peculiar problem where our litigation is centered around those choosing the comparables. Therefore, companies would have litigation for the last 5-7 years, literally for every year on the same issue on transfer pricing, with margins being adjusted each year. And that is at least something that the government has recognized and seen the need to address. That's what is changed in the budget. And let me tell you what has changed is, and the FM announced this in the speech, and there's some bit of amendment which has already happened, and some of it will come out by way of notification of rules as we move along. So what essentially they have proposed is that if you're going through a transfer pricing audit in 1 year, which means the income tax department is examining whether you've set the price right, you can opt and make a declaration to tell the income tax department that whatever you decide in this year for the same transaction and similar transactions, I will apply the findings for the subsequent 2 years, which means you're going through audit in 22, 23, for example. Of course, you can't apply it for this year, but I'm taking it as an example. And you tell them whatever are your findings for 22, 23 financial year, you apply it for 23, 24 and 24, 25. So what happens is, what would normally have resulted in 3 orders, 3 years litigation, today comes and becomes one order. And with that one order, you are set for 3 years. I think this is a big thing. This is going to change. There are some doubts in the way it is drafted, etc. But going by the intent,
Right.
I'm sure they are going to address that. And the rules are to be notified as to which form you have to use when you have to make these declarations, etc.